Welcome back. We're here to do the Divine Feminine Update Weekly. This has been an intense start to January 2024. We're going to take a look at your read. I do think a lot of you are walking through this month both with bittersweet energy and possibly optimism for some of you, but in the context of the connection, you really felt that things would have gone differently to what they are. I do think you're looking at your world. I do think you're looking at your life. You could be being a little bit hard on yourself at the moment. It could be, look, I didn't think it was going to turn out this way. It could feel slightly disempowering, but definitely you're wanting to really set some very firm goals this year, something to give you some passion and desire. But where it does come to the connection, you kind of feel something is a little bit off kilter. Okay. What do they need to show us? Oh, we've got some jumpers. Yeah, this is more the context. You could be, like I said, for a lot of you in your crowning energy, how your world has been turning out may not be the way you thought it was going to be. And for that given reason, you could be very frustrated. You do feel a lot of these things are out of your control on the opposite side of the fence, but the way you're looking at the past, you've tried to be there for the circumstance. You've tried to evolve. You could feel that you have moved through a element of darkness, definitely from May last year into 2024. It was a very exhausting time. We were spiritually in many retrogrades. We had both a Venus retrograde and a Mars retrograde, and it felt like, as we're in January, it can feel like we're in an eye of a storm, and we have had a lot of time to meditate upon these circumstances. I do think some fresh inspiration of the heart is coming through. I do feel some of you are trying to open up to new chapters in your life, but some of that, even being open to it, it could make you feel a little bit lackluster. Open to it, but sad that life hasn't turned out the way you had felt it would. Some of you are apprehensive about turning directions. Your guides could be coming in and saying, making you feel that you need to be cautious with the way you step forward. I do think they're asking you to allow information to come to you. I also, some of your wounds, they could be showing up in the 3D. And how can that look? Sometimes it can be almost we fear a circumstance is going to happen, and then it sort of like shows up in our face. And it's like, God, how does that keep happening? They are showing me in this instance for Divine Feminine that a fair base, or maybe a worry that you're having to do with the twin flame path, they're actually saying on this occasion it's unfounded. They also are making reference to the fact that there is going to be a celebration. I do feel some of you are wanting to hit the road. I do feel there's an internal battle. It's like, ready to pack, ready to go, tired of the pain, tired of the anxiety and the anguish. But there's something here in your soul. It's split. It's almost like part of you is, yep, this is the healthiest thing to do. The other part of you is, this doesn't feel correct. Something's off kilter here. I also feel on your external world, you're trying to see something through. You feel something hasn't reached its full potential yet. This is something very separate to your twin. They're asking you to see it through. They're asking you to be patient. It is going to evolve in some shape or form. but it's definitely going to look different. This could maybe be in the realm of business or a hobby or something that you're directly doing right now and putting energy into. They're actually saying just give it a moment. It could be that you're keeping it quite traditional or where it stands at the moment, but you may find in the next few months as you do kind of invest into the circumstance, it's going to take on that brand new direction, but it's going to need a little bit of time. I just keep hearing hit the road, Jack, and it's almost like you're wanting to go on a holiday. There could be a journey. You could be meeting with somebody. This somebody could be someone who is going through like a celebration. It could be a wedding, engagement. It's some celebration season. For some of you, it could be you, but I do feel for many of you, this is another individual. They're also making reference to the fact that where some of you are feeling twin may not take that first step, it can lead you to extreme frustrations. You can think back to a single step you're attempting to take right now. Just be really gentle with yourself. Each step does count. Each step does take you in a brand new direction. There is a step that you are taking, a step at an intuitive level, and I want you to trust your instincts, please. There is a difference between your intuition coming in and your fears speaking shite. You know, there is a complete difference. I do get that you could be asking your guides to assist you. You could be getting them to come in energetically, and I do think that would be a healthy thing to do. I also spiritually do see there's a physical transformation happening, and at times when we're going through that, we can feel very, very down in the dumps. They're also referencing that if you feel this is how it's going to be always, they're saying no, that is not going to be so. It is not going to be heavy like that. It's not going to be horrible. It's not going to be triggering. The spiritual work that you're doing on yourself and the transformation that's occurring within the circumstance, we're evolving every single day. And so that's really predetermined that it's a no. So they're saying don't stress too much because that's something you wouldn't agree to regardless. We are looking to the foundation. You know, looking to the past, yes, you know, this has taken you through the dark night of the soul. Some of you could be thinking that DM's going through that. There is going to be some inspiration coming. There's going to be a light bulb moment for you. And this could really determine the way you are going to navigate through this week, the way you're going to address things, especially where it does come to wounds. I do particularly feel at an intuitive level, you know, be able to read in between the lines, especially if you're seeing something or hearing something through the grapevine. Trust your instincts here. There's two sides to you. There's light and dark. The dark, if the dark's cropping up in you, it can be a trigger. If the light's coming up, it's asking you to pause. I also feel you're in two minds. You're moving in that Gemini kind of frequency. You're split. You may need to get grounded before making any major decisions. You do need to honor both parts of your soul to a degree, both your feelings and your fears, really nurturing yourself. But I do think whatever you're going through, there is going to be a way that this is going to turn around for you. And I do feel for some of you, it could be something as simple as a break. I wouldn't necessarily go into runner mode. And I definitely feel if universe is calling you to a different location, even if it is at a temporary level, to socialize, to celebrate, I do particularly feel this is going to be some really great outcome for you. You also could bump into an individual. But what I am saying is, even if you're just physically going through this as a vibration, the ebbs and flows of the highs and lows, I definitely feel you're leaving on a high. And it's almost like you're coming out of a dark tunnel and you're going to get to a space where you can have something to celebrate. I do think even when you are going somewhere, it's almost like, you know, your guides are saying, okay, you go on a holiday. Yeah, you're going to think about them. You're in a relationship. Yeah, you'd think about them. So this is the notion of why can't I forget you? It's a deep frustration, and there's two parts of you here. You got to honor them. So it's about being truthful to yourself, pause for a moment while you're going through this integration. Then, as your soul is grounded, you can have the intellectual, true heart centered conversation with yourself and then, navigate that. For some of you, I do feel you're actually accidentally going to bump in or hear some gossip from this individual this week. Take care, beautifuls. We do check in with this weekly. Come through and see the joint connection. It can expand upon these weekly energies. Also, if you do want to look at the karmic energy, we also cover such.